Hi there and welcome to a new video. In this one I want to discuss the following because we always see that fortunately Godot is like all the time releasing new dev versions, dev 7, dev 6, etc. and they usually come with pretty interesting features. For example, over here I actually wanted to go to I think it was dev 6. Yes, for example, in dev 6 we now have camera 3D previewing inspection, so this is something that if you're creating a 3D game you may want to start using right away, and the same thing with other features that probably you do want to use. But well, this is a dev release, so as this is not a stable one, you may not know whether to use a dev release or not. Well, for this actually, what I want to do is to provide a practical example with a project of mine, okay? So this is a project that I have, so let me actually open up the main scene, and I also just disable the music so that we don't have it playing at the background. So this is a pretty simple 2D game, but it is rather simple. However, I was still taking advantage of actually a dev feature that is going to be something super minor but that can actually make the difference between a game and something that you cannot publish or wherever you want to do with your projects. So in this case, if I play the game, you probably see what is currently happening with the background, okay? So let me basically select this one as my current scene. So basically, when the background changes, okay, it's a speed because I'm using a parallax background over here. As you can see, it is like reset or something like that. So I was actually like driving crazy when I was actually initially coding this in 4.3 stable. But well, it was actually just a bug that the background, the parallax 2D node had when changing its auto scroll speed. That basically when changing the auto scroll speed, it was back resetting to the default position, and that was causing the parallax to actually break. So now I'll actually show you this exact same project but in a dev version, in this case in dev 5, because in dev 5 this was already fixed. So I will basically just import here the project 4.4, select current folder, and I will import and edit it because this is the actual version in which the project was made. So let me actually show you this, and then here the music I will turn it off, and I will open up the main scene and just quickly run it, and you will see that here this is not broken actually. So here the background is indeed moving, and we don't see it like breaking or anything like that. So if I hadn't used a dev release, I wouldn't have been able to actually create this game, or so that's why actually sometimes dev releases can actually be super helpful. And as you can see, at least for this game I didn't have any kind of problem using a dev release. It's also simple, so if you're actually creating something super big, you may have some problems. But well, this was just my personal experience with this. So for example, when I was looking for this error, I hopefully found that this was something that had to do with the 4.3 stable version. Here you can actually see the issue when setting the auto scroll value of a parallax 2D node at runtime. The layer kind of glitches, teleports instead of just start scrolling faster or slower. And for example, here and by the way, this was from September 28, and well, here a user answered. Basically this was like the initial idea for the parallax background to work like that. For me doesn't make any kind of sense. But basically here it says that this was merged and is currently available in the 4.4 snapshots. So well, as soon as I read that, I downloaded the latest dev release that was available at that moment, and it was fixed. So well, finally, should you actually use dev versions or not? Well, for me it really depends on a lot of things. First of all, if your project heavily relies on something that is only available on a dev release, then go ahead and do it carefully, do constant backups, etc. In my case, I was using GitHub, so in every single new feature I was committing those changes to make sure that my project was always safe in the cloud and with a brand new copy. And if ever the Godot engine broke down, I could go back to the previous version and everything should work just fine. So that's the first thing, always use a backup if you're using a dev release, and if you're not, also do it. But then if you are creating like something like super big that you want to sell or something like that, and you don't want to risk it, and you don't really rely on some dev features, I wouldn't tell you to actually use a dev release. because they are exactly that, under development releases that they may have some problems behind. some bugs, errors, etc. So well, in those cases I would do use stable releases. So well, I hope that this video helped you decide a little bit, and also wanted to share that personal experience of me using a dev release. So well, let me know in the comments down below what you think about this. See you in the next one. If you're serious about leveling up your Godot skills, check out my course. In less than 6 hours, you'll master Godot fundamentals while building this amazing project. Links in the description. See you there.